Right now at noon, the Madison School District working on plans to upgrade several schools when some of those projects are expected to be finished. Plus, the ceasefire in Gaza is set to take effect this weekend when the first hostages could be freed. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us on a Friday afternoon. I'm Josh Breiter. Right now, planning is underway to upgrade several Madison schools. It's part of the $500 million referendum voters approved in November. The tax dollars will replace or renovate 10 schools at 7 different sites. MMSD says they're in the preliminary gathering phase of the design specifications. The executive director of Building Services says taxpayers are at the center of the project.
It's not our money, right? It's the taxpayers' money. So we got to make sure we get the value that the taxpayers want. It's important for us to give back, and we want to make sure that we're showing good due diligence and the public see that we're here for the long run.
The district will release a report every month to update taxpayers on the project. There will be public input sessions on March 11th and 12th. Phase 1 includes Sherman Shabazz and Blackhawk Gompers. New schools are scheduled to be finished in October of 2027. Meanwhile, residents in the village of Cottage Grove will see a referendum on their April ballot. The question will ask whether or not to support an increase in the village's annual tax levy. This would cover the cost of constructing and operating the village's first public library. If approved, the village would increase the tax levy in 2026 and every year going forward by $1.3 million. A man is back on dry land after his ATV fell through the ice on Lake Mendota. The Madison Fire Department's lake rescue team was sent to the scene near Picnic Point Thursday. They found the ATV in open water. The vehicle's emergency flotation device kept it from sinking, but it couldn't climb back onto the ice. The lake rescue team helped to get the driver back to shore. He was not hurt. The Supreme Court says the ban on TikTok in the U.S. can take effect Sunday. The court rejected an appeal from TikTok's owners claiming the controversial ban violates the First Amendment. The Biden administration warned the app posed a grave national security threat because of its ties to China. Under the law, to avoid being banned in app stores in the U.S., TikTok's Chinese owner must sell it. The company says it may go dark when the ban takes effect. Meanwhile, President-elect Donald Trump says he's working on protecting the popular social media platform. Trump says he spoke to Chinese leader Xi Jinping about the matter today. The Biden administration says it does not plan to enforce the ban and will leave that up to President-elect Trump, who will be inaugurated on Monday. TikTok CEO has been given prime seating at that inauguration. For only the second time since Martin Luther King Jr. Day was established in 1983, another federal holiday will fall on that day. It's also the presidential inauguration. The daughter of MLK Jr. hopes the focus of her father, of his legacy, will remain. She says she wants people to remember the lessons the civil rights icon taught the nation.
I know we're inaugurating a new administration, but don't forget Dr. King. Don't forget that they showed us that it is possible to keep moving forward and fighting for freedom, justice, and democracy, cultivating it, protecting it, and advancing it.
Dr. Bernice King will not attend the inauguration on Monday. She'll be in Atlanta, Georgia at Ebenezer Baptist Church for the King holiday service. And we are learning that the swearing-in ceremony is being moved indoors due to the dangerously cold conditions that are expected in Washington, D.C. and other areas on Monday. President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance will take the oath inside the Capitol Rotunda. The Capital One Arena will be open for people to view the inauguration. Trump also says the presidential parade will take place there. The last time a president was sworn in indoors was Ronald Reagan back in 1985. Well, enjoy those mild temps today across Wisconsin before some big changes this weekend. First Warn meteorologist Blaze Keller has your certified most accurate forecast, and you almost don't even need the jacket outside today,
No,
Blaze.
I think I grabbed it out of habit because it's just been so cold. But plenty of sunshine outside the studio. It is breezy though, and that's because we're quickly moving in these 40s, and then we're going to quickly move in that Arctic blast. And a reminder, we still have alert day conditions for your Sunday through Tuesday, especially during the morning hours, as those wind chills are going to be dangerously cold. Let's take a look at those wind chills. By Sunday morning, it is going to feel very cold. And then as we go Sunday night into your Monday morning, 20 to 25 degrees below zero. And if we fast forward to Tuesday morning, anywhere between 25 to maybe 35 degrees below zero. We're still anticipating Tuesday morning and Monday night to be the coldest kind of period over this Arctic blast. But compared to yesterday, we're even warmer. And by yesterday's standards, we were about 20 degrees warmer than the day before. So we're building on that heat. That's why it's almost near 50 in Boscobel right now, 45 in Madison, 46 in Janesville as well as in Watertown. It's 48 in Middleton, 47 in Waunakee. It is gorgeous outside. Get out and enjoy it while you can, especially further into your afternoon. We're going to see those clouds increase and we're going to be cooling on down. It is breezy though, some of those gusts upwards of about 30 to 40 miles per hour. We're going to be doing some melting today, but as we mentioned, the Arctic blast is on the way. We'll talk about that and any snow chances in the full forecast.
Do we have to talk about it?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right, Blaze. We'll see you then. Thank you. President Biden is granting clemency for nearly 2,500 nonviolent drug offenders in his final days in office. This decision will benefit federal prisoners convicted of crack cocaine-related crimes who have been serving disproportionately long sentences compared to those convicted of powder cocaine offenses. This reflects changes in the law aimed at reducing racial disparities. The recent round of clemency gives Biden the presidential record for most individual pardons and commutations issued. Israel's security cabinet has approved the Gaza ceasefire, and the hostage release deal is set to take effect this weekend. The final vote is underway now, and if approved, the first hostages could be freed on Sunday. But as Rami Insancio reports, fears remain the deal could collapse.
A baby rescued from the rubble in Gaza City. A stark reminder that a ceasefire announced is not a ceasefire begun. Israel's military has ramped up bombing since the deal went public, says our CBS News team in Gaza. Approximately 100 people have died since then, according to Gaza's civil defense, in strikes on mosques and tented homes. Israel says it targets militants in its vow to destroy Hamas. For Gazans, the grief goes on. Outside Tel Aviv's defense ministry last night, some Israelis demanded the government to sign the deal. At Hostage Square, others held vigil. Phase 1 will undoubtedly be fragile. Stretching 6 weeks, Israel would free up to 1,000 Palestinian detainees for 33 Israeli hostages. Women, the elderly, the sick, and children.
I'm having mixed feelings for the last week.
But Eli David has to wait longer. His brother, Avatar, abducted from the Nova Music Festival 15 months ago, and nearly 24 other men would be released later in Phase 2.
I'm very happy for every hostage that will return home. I feel like they are my relatives. But knowing that Aviatar is going to be underground for more than 42 days, it's torturing.
But not all Israelis want the deal. Some want it to fail, seeing it as a surrender to Hamas terror. In Jerusalem overnight, Israeli youths blocked roads, and Netanyahu's far-right national security minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, threatened to resign, branding the deal reckless and terrible.
Nevertheless, that deal is expected to be approved. Israeli officials tell CBS News that Parliament, the Knesset, is set to vote Saturday after sunset. The Prime Minister's office says the first hostages could be released this Sunday. Rami Inocencio, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Still ahead for us this Friday afternoon, a recall on mini smoke alarms. Plus, NFL fans will have another option for viewing next month's Super Bowl. You'll be able to stream the big game for free.
On Monday, President-elect Donald Trump will be sworn into a second term. While the economy was a top issue that propelled him back to the White House, a new Associated Press NORC poll found that just 2 out of 10 Americans believe he'll make progress on lowering the costs of groceries, health care, and housing this year. Another 2 out of 10 are moderately confident. Trump has recently acknowledged that bringing down costs will be hard. More than 300,000 Samurai mini smoke alarms sold by HSN are being recalled. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, the alarms can malfunction and fail to alert users of a fire, posing a risk of injury or death. Though so far no injuries have been reported, owners of the recalled alarm can contact Maker 361 for a free replacement. And NFL fans will have another option for viewing next month's Super Bowl. For the first time ever, Fox is streaming the big game for free on Tubi, the ad-supported service Fox acquired for $440 million back in 2020. Users will have to create a Tubi profile in order to view the game. The company confirms the live stream will include the same Super Bowl ads as those airing on television. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
And here's the stock report at this hour. The Dow up 448 points, NASDAQ up 333, and the S&P 500 also up right now 74. Our Call for Action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. We have today's ag numbers straight ahead along with the first warn forecast, and later on Live at 4, we're just days away from a potential ban on TikTok, how the Supreme Court could change that. Pam Yankee is out of the radio barn this afternoon, so here are your farm numbers. Right now, we've got to look at what could be the future of in-store shopping, from an AI concierge to help you navigate the mall to new ways to speed up the checkout. Here's CBS's Jared Hill.
This year, artificial intelligence will be the key to shopping efficiency.
It's all about speed and convenience.
At the National Retail Federation's 2025 Expo, Toshiba showed off a new register it says can make self-checkout faster.
So basically it's calibrated by the weight.
The scanner, best for just a handful of items, uses cameras and a scale to check everything at once. No barcodes needed. What happens though if, let's say, I kind of just plop stuff down?
That's a great question. Okay, let's see what happens. So it's prompting you to rearrange your items, right?
We want to make sure that capability is in there too, so that nobody can hide items, even if it's a mistake.
Then some peppermint, 2 peppermint. Rather have someone else do the shopping? ProGlove is rolling out a new set of lightweight scanner gloves, helping in-store pickers work faster and safer.
Those pickers need tools to streamline that flow, help them in the decisions, help them move in that world without disrupting the shopper.
The gloves, in use in grocery stores across the United Kingdom, are now coming to Texas-based chain HEB. Also from across the pond.
I'm Kai, a friendly AI assistant.
French company Levitra is hoping their virtual concierge will soon help guide Americans through stores, malls, even the airport. What questions can I ask you?
You can ask me about exhibit information, specific store or booth locations.
Being able to talk with someone, even if it's an avatar, it's really helpful.
Improving the retail experience. Where can I get something to eat? One interaction at a time.
It's located at the back of the River Pavilion.
Jared Hill.
They have a variety of options available for purchase.
CBS News, New York.
Companies are also continuing to look at ways to use technology to personalize the shopping experience both in-store and online. While the bitterly cold temperatures are on the way this weekend, here's meteorologist Blaze Keller with the first warn forecast. It's coming, Blaze.
I mean, essentially it arrives tonight, so enjoy the mild temperatures while we still have them and the sunshine. As we go throughout your day, we're going to not only stay windy, but we're going to watch as those clouds increase as well along the cold front. And that cold front is going to take us from the 40s to the teens tonight, and it is going to be windy because we have to move in that colder air throughout not only the overnight, but into your Saturday as well. But the real heart of this Arctic blast arrives as we go into Sunday onwards. Take a look at our 5-day temperature trend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we're going to go from 41 degrees today to 16 on Saturday to 1 degree on Sunday. We might not even get into those single digits on Monday. So this again, Monday night into Tuesday is going to be the coldest. That's when the heart of this Arctic blast is going to be overhead. The warmth is brought on by a low pressure system that's staying off to our north. But as we head into the evening hours, maybe squeezing out a light mixed shower right around maybe 6 to 8, maybe as late as 9 o'clock tonight. Don't anticipate anything in the way of accumulation. It's just not in the cards this time around. As we go into the overnight hours into Saturday, high pressure begins to move on in, and that's going to clear out our cloud cover. As we go throughout your Saturday and even into Sunday, it is going to be breezy, and it's going to be a mix of mostly sunny to partly sunny conditions. This is a very strong high pressure system, and it's only this strong because of the cold air. And because of that, it's going to keep us quiet throughout not only the weekend, but into your Monday, your Tuesday, and even into your Wednesday as well. By Wednesday, it starts to move on eastward, and then we start to see some snow chances return, and obviously some warmer air compared to where we will be. So again, future track wind chills. Waking up tomorrow morning, it's going to be about 0 degrees, if not below 0, as we go into your Saturday morning, and then further into your Sunday morning, feeling like 20 degrees below 0 already. Further north and west, feeling like 30 degrees below 0. That colder air makes its way southward as we go into your Monday morning and then into your Tuesday morning as well. Tuesday morning is likely when most of us will feel anywhere between 25 to 35 degrees below 0, and then starting Wednesday, we get a little bit of relief. There's the warmth brought on by this low pressure system, and notice that the colder air is back into northwestern parts of Canada and into maybe extreme eastern parts of Alaska. But we're starting to see that green move on in. That's warmer air into parts of Alaska. So to make room for it, we take the cooler air and move it southward. So we're starting to see those whites overhead as we go into the weekend, and then Monday night into Tuesday, that's when the really cold air is going to be overhead. But as we step into your Wednesday onwards, we get a little bit of relief. Southerly winds on the backside of this very strong high pressure system are going to help move in some at least seasonal to maybe warmer air. We do get some relief as we look towards kind of the January 23rd through 27th time frame. Still leaning maybe slightly cooler than average, but at least there's not that growing strong confidence that we're really going to be well below average as we look to those maybe last few days of January. We're looking at 40s today. It is going to be a gorgeous warm day. I think we've already blown past our forecast high temperature, many of us near 50 at this moment. Ice thickness is still rather safe for you. It has to be at least 4 inches thick. But again, with this recent warm up, just make sure that you're using some precaution. Maybe the top thin layer of ice there, maybe slightly thinner than where it has been over the last few days. But we look at snow chances returning Wednesday and Thursday, Josh, and folks at home, before we settle into those 20s to round out this week or this upcoming work week.
All right, Blaze. Thanks for all the great information.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice. You're so excited.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Well, Winter Restaurant Week is about to get underway in the 608 this weekend. Our partners at Madison Magazine put on 2 restaurant weeks every year, one in the summer and one in the winter. Since the pandemic, Madison Restaurant Week continues to grow. It's an opportunity for businesses to showcase their best menu items, with some trying some new things as well. There are 43 participating locations. Madison Magazine editor Andy Bailing tells me that is the most that they've had since before COVID. So here's how Restaurant Week works. On channel3000.com, you'll find a running list of all of the restaurants taking part. Starting at $30, those restaurants offer a menu with 3 courses. Some locations have a lunch menu for $20. Just make sure you make those reservations ahead of time. Up next, Howard's childhood memories inspire the recipe in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Our taste buds are headed to Amish country, so grab yourself a big glass of milk and join us. You know, I've loved whoopie pies ever since I was a little kid. It all started when my family visited Amish country in Pennsylvania. We stopped at this little roadside stand where I got my very first whoopie pie, and it was heavenly. I still remember squishing out the filling of the 2 cake-like cookies and getting it all over my face. From that moment on, I was hooked. So if you're ready, let me show you a new twist on these. The first thing we want to do is combine a box of carrot cake mix with some water, oil, and a few eggs, then give it a good mix. We drop spoonfuls of this on a couple of baking sheets and bake them off just like you would a cookie. Then while these cool on a wire rack, we'll whip up a filling, which is simply some softened cream cheese with butter mixed with vanilla and powdered sugar. Once it's fluffy, we smear the flat side of half of the cookies before topping with the remaining cookies. The key to a good whoopie pie is that you can't be skimpy when it comes to the filling. Whether you eat these one bite at a time or you squish the filling out and lick it, you can't go wrong. To get the recipe for our carrot cake whoopie pies, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with Kelly, who's loving whoopie pies as much as I do. And today we found an Amish-inspired way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, thanks for joining us today at noon. Enjoy that sunshine and mild temps before the cold weather arrives this weekend. We're back with more local news live at 4.